Hi kids, welcome to our question session. Today I also invite our expert in museum, Evan,
Hi,
to
everyone.
answer our question. Okay, Evan, so some kids ask some interesting questions. The first one will be,
The first question is, do butterflies use camouflage to hide in flowers? And the answer to this question is that some butterflies do use camouflage, not necessarily for flowers. So there's this butterfly right here. It's called a dead leaf butterfly.
yes.
And so if I show you the back of it, it actually looks like a dead leaf. And what it'll do is it'll fold its wings behind its back, and then it'll hide on a stem. And then it'll look exactly like, well, not exactly, but it'll look very much like a dead leaf on a plant.
Oh, that's amazing.
Not all butterflies use camouflage though, so there's other kinds of defense mechanisms. So this butterfly, for instance, this is the monarch butterfly, and they don't hide at all. Actually, what they do is they want to be seen. So they use these bright colors. So orange is a really bright color, and it's called a warning color. And it's warning predators like birds that the monarch butterfly will taste really bad and is actually poisonous.
Yeah, we have mentioned that in lesson. And how about the second question?
So, what's the most popular type of butterfly? Well, that's an interesting question. I think everyone has a different. Well, not everyone has a different favorite. There's many different types of butterflies, and different people like different butterflies. But one of the most common ones, again, that you'll hear about is the monarch butterfly. And these butterflies are really neat because they actually fly all the way down from North America down into Central America during the winter.
Yeah.
So they're like migrating birds, but they're one of the few insects that actually do that. They're really popular for gardening. Their caterpillars are neat looking, and the butterflies themselves are really beautiful. Another popular favorite that we have in our garden, this is called the common morpho butterfly.
Yeah.
And it's a bright iridescent blue.
I saw that in Butterfly Garden.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about these butterflies is actually their butterfly wings are made up of these tiny little structures called scales. And the scales of this butterfly are actually clear. And so when the light hits the scales, they're in such a pattern that it actually makes them appear blue.
Yeah. Thank you. And how about the third one? Some kids also.
So, why did the caterpillar like the cupcake? Well, I actually don't think it liked the cupcake.
Yes.
What happened was, if you look at the next slide, you'll see some pictures of what happened afterwards. And so as you can see right here, these caterpillars devoured this tomato, and they're huge.
Yeah.
These caterpillars are actually the exact same age, and they were put on the cupcake. And you can see that they ate the paper, which is also plant material. But they didn't really eat that much of the cupcake.
These are two caterpillars we just have used it for experiment.
Yes.
And it's a week or 3 days later, right? So
yeah, I'd say about 3 days later.
yeah, but they are the same age starting from our using the experiment. And now they change a lot by eating different fruits, right?
Well, look at the difference in size here. So these are the exact same age, but there's a huge difference in size. And so that's because these ones were eating the entire time, while the ones on the left were not. I think what happened was that caterpillars will sometimes nibble on things just out of like curiosity, and what happened is it nibbled on the frosting. But as you can see, the cupcake is just fine.
Yeah.
Maybe not the paper, but this tomato was eaten a lot.
So just like us, we should eat something provide us more nutrients.
Yes. No. So eat your fruits and vegetables, kids.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. My pleasure.